Oh, there it goes. Everybody look up and watch out. It's stillvinsane and keep up. Welcome to the show. I have my crew and cohorts. Let's get into some motherfucking shout-outs.
It's time for some motherfucking shout-outs.
All right, I'm back with an adult version of this show. Last week we had a Sinbad type version. No pun intended, everybody. You know, I don't look that much like Sinbad. A lot of people said that at one point. But we have Ruby on the show, and she has a shout-out.
Oh, wait. Are we recording now?
Yeah, we are. We definitely are.
So I want to shout out my best friend, Samantha Cutler.
Oh, nice.
She just wrapped a short film at the Miami Film Festival and worked on a new project that's called The Brooklyn Saints that's on Netflix. And it's really to highlight her, but also to acknowledge all the badass women that work in film as like a male dominant industry.
Yeah.
I think it's really cool to see women doing their thing and working hard, and she's an example of that.
That's a great shout out, and I'm kicking myself because I should have talked to you a little more about the show, because then I would have definitely watched that first, so then we could have did a little review. But
it's so good.
Oh, good. We still will, actually. You know what? We'll add that anyway. So when we get to the movie stuff, we will definitely have you review that for us, and I'm gonna definitely watch it too. I definitely want to see that. Great. I love seeing people that I know in movies and film and TV and all that good stuff.
Well, this is a doc.
Whatever, doc.
It's really cool.
I need some docs in my life. It's like veggies. I need more of it.
The good stuff.
The good stuff.
What the fuck happened?
All right. Weed is legalized in New York. It's also a $1 offense in Milwaukee County. I saw that article at like pretty much the same time that I was trying to get a link for weed being legalized in New York. And you can hold up to 3 ounces. You can cultivate it at your house now. I haven't really seen too much about the recidivism. I haven't really seen, which is actually a shame. I thought they were really going to try to negotiate that. And also the market share. And speaking of women and other minorities, that's what I'm disappointed in too. During this whole, during this whole prohibition of marijuana, white males, once again, are 70% of the share. Actually, I think it's around 80%, to be honest. It's around 80% of the market share of cannabis. And so, yeah, obviously that they didn't share. They definitely didn't try to share with other minority groups, including women. Happy Women's Month. We're still in it. Thank you for being on the show, Ruby. But, yeah, man, how do you feel about that? How do you feel? You got any family members that will be benefited from this, or, got any people that are against this?
No, I mean, I think it's interesting. Like the link that you sent out that Cuomo wants it in the next, he wants to decide on as soon as possible. And I mean, that's just to get revenue for the state off of the tax on it. So I found that kind of
$300 billion, I believe.
Yeah. But no, I mean, I guess it's good for the state. I think to what you're speaking of is I feel like that's something that needs to be figured out, is how we can get more people in that space and more people in that industry that aren't just white men in that industry group.
No, totally agree. And like I said, women need to be in that market share, all types of racial groups. And to be honest, especially the brown racial group, because, like I said, most of the prohibition was against that. I've said this before. Susan Lothery Parks, who we're going to talk about her later on the show, she's an advocate, and she was against it. She was against it for a long time, and so was another one, Michelle. I forgot her name, but she wrote the book, Michelle Alexander, and she wrote The New Jim Crow, and she's against it as well. She's against lifting the prohibition because they don't believe that the states, like it's what's happening with New York. She doesn't believe that the states will do justice towards the people that were already locked up. California did it. California expunged a lot of records. There was a couple other states, I believe Oregon and stuff like that, the Pacific states. But over here, New Jersey and stuff like that, no, we failed to help out the brown people. Kind of sucks.
So they aren't. I don't know so much about this. So they aren't expunging records in New York.
I don't think so at the moment. No, I don't think so.
Wow.
And it only took a sex scandal for Cuomo to finally ramp up the frickin' I know before, and again, I haven't voted for him. I've never voted for him in my life, and I vote blue most of the time. I just don't like him, and he is threatened every year, like you just said. He is threatened almost every year. It's, we need to get it done this year, and then when it doesn't, like when it falls through his hand like sand, he's just like, oops. And so I was already over it. I've stated before that I voted for Cynthia Nixon from Sex and the City, and she was progressive on weed. And everybody that I vote for, I try to slant in that direction because it benefits so many people. I have cancer in my family, and it's benefited them, and so I'm all for it. It. And you brought in a topic, and I don't usually have that, and that's great. Thank you for bringing that. So let's get into the Suez Canal, Ruby.
Yeah. So according to the New York Post, the most credible source.
Nice. Well, whatever. You got it. You got the info.
I have the info. I have the liner notes. So a boat got stuck across kind of diagonally in the Suez Canal, and it held up 369 other boats. So it makes up 15% of the world trade right now. So if there's something you wanted on Amazon or, anything you can name it, it's probably on one of those boats. But one of the funny things that I saw kind of loitering on the internet was a picture of this boat being dug out by this single bulldozer. And I thought, there should just be more people trying to move this ship.
Budget constraints at the Suez Canal.
Yeah, it's like there's billions of dollars on all of these boats that are backed up, and we have like one tiny little bulldozer. Like, I don't even know how much dirt that thing can remove. But I don't know. Maybe as of today, maybe there's more movement.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, no, I had and it's so funny. It's on its 5th day after the effort to free it has failed. And you said there's a meme out there. We'll try to get that on the graphics for the YouTube episode. That is hilarious. Yeah, no, that's hilarious. And especially that this is my self-proclaimed show that's about viral news, and I totally missed out on that. But I will say this, and she might be watching, who knows. But I just had to block somebody recently, and maybe that's why I was like distracted with her today. So I'm glad that I got that out of my life. So next time,
I don't know if I've blocked anyone ever.
You're a very positive person, and I really appreciate people like you. I need that kind of balance in my life, so that's why you're here on this show.
But maybe that's also like comes down to like good self. Like I'm really bad at stopping something before it like gets in a bad place. But maybe it's good to just, if you think someone is like, you just got to block them to get rid of them.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. And usually so with this pandemic and everything like that, things are just not like on the up. Like I'm not like terrible. I'm definitely better than like most people, but, it's not there. So I just don't have like the wherewithal to accept that right now, to accept people that just like, want to like cause friction every day. So usually I'm down with it. Usually I'm down with it.
I think more than ever you have to protect your energy and protect yourself.
Yeah.
Especially with what we're all going through right now. It's just like it's an important time to be a little me-centric more than usual.
Yeah. And to be honest, I was not even supposed to be talking to her. So whatever. There you go.
And that's a good thing.
Yes. I'm glad we did each other a favor. Goodbye. Let's get into some music.
Motherfucker, fa la 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 la. What the fuck did I hear?
And no, we are a album away from that yummy, yummy, yummy. And Justice is the new Justin Bieber, the Canadian with the drums, Mr. Usher protege. Toilet papering people's houses. And speaking of which, he was so down with legalizing weed, he brought down a frickin' plane. Do you remember that, Ruby, when him and his father brought down a plane because they smoked it out? They had to land it. Oh, yeah, they had to land it, man. And I think his mother was on the plane, too. I think they're all stoners. And
really? Was this in his, like, kind of the years where he was kind of acting out a little?
Yeah, man.
Being a little rebellious?
It's true. And if he was Mexican, he would have been deported. But no, he's Justin Bieber, so he can toilet people.
Yeah, that's a little wild.
It is a little wild. But he's a wild boy. Saw a lot of tattoos later, and he's making great music still. And I think he's better than ever, to be honest. I've heard the Peaches song, the California, the one with Daniel Caesar. I'm a big Daniel Caesar fan. I think you are as well, right? I think I've seen you.
Absolutely.
Nice. Yeah, you're big on the R&B scene.
And I might butcher it. What the other guys? He's been on Drake's records. Is it Giveon? I don't know how he said. I've never heard someone say it out loud.
Me either.
Giveon.
I think you got it. Actually, I think you're good with it.
But he's got a beautiful voice.
Yes.
And I think he's really, really great. Good.
You have a great ear for music, so I totally appreciate that.
So you like the Justice record?
I do, and the album. He has a great album. There's a deluxe edition. There's like a remix edition, and even though he makes jerkish moves, he's like one of those people for me that are like too big to fail, unfortunately. And
really,
yeah. So for instance, Justin Timberlake. Not that like I'm like supporting him, but like I love his music. But when he made that apology, I didn't accept it. But when I said that, I was like, who gives a shit if I accept it? There's so many people, including my friend, who's been to like front row at his concerts like constantly. And I knew she was going to go to bat for him. I knew like predictably, and she did. She like put all his like responses out there, the 10-year too late responses about Janet Jackson and Britney Spears and the mental health and the chauvinism with him like saying, yeah, I hate it and all. Like he's gross. It was gross.
Yeah.
But like my point is he ain't canceled like you were saying before. He's too big. He's too big to be canceled. Like you can't cancel NSYNC. I know that seems impossible. But it is impossible.
Right.
And I would love to see someone try. I would love to see someone try to freaking cancel NSYNC. You can't dog Britney. Nobody does that. Nobody gets away with that but him. And Janet. Nobody gets away with it but him.
The Janet thing for me is like really, I mean, all of it crosses the line, but like, how could you do that to Janet?
I agree. Totally
like agree. Janet is like, that's like
protect her. That's baby girl. I'm with you.
She should be everything to us. She's everything to me.
She's everything over here too. It's all good. I love Janet.
But no, I didn't love the new Justin Bieber record.
Nice. Okay. Tell us why.
I like Peaches. Mm-hmm. I think it's got a good vibe. I feel like his last record was so bad that everyone thinks this is like it's like a breath of fresh air because it reminds us of like what he did a few years prior to that. So it's like, oh, he's back, like Purpose 2.
That was a good album.
And I don't think this record is necessarily bad. I think it's a fine record. Like I listened to it when I was working out the other day. Mm-hmm. But I still don't think it's as good as Purpose 2. And I think it comes down to writing and song choices and sound choices. And I feel like Peaches should be the worst record on his album.
Okay. And I'm gonna have to jump on your bandwagon actually because I've only listened to the album once and I enjoyed it, but I definitely agree with you that it's not as good as Purpose 2. But while I was listening to it, I don't know why I wasn't comparing it to that because that is one of the better albums from him. And no, got you on that. Even the features are not even as good. The album cover's pretty dope. But
yeah, and it's not even that it's a bad record. I just think I know Justin Bieber and his team and all those other people that make all that music have more in them. You know, like you work at that level, you work with the best of the best. You really can take the time and be methodical to make, an insane record.
Very true. Very true. Well, good thing you're not at his Comedy Central roast. He would have been.
Yeah, I don't think he wants me there.
Right, he would have been crying, but it's all good. And he's not here, but he would be talking good things about your single, "Come Clean," Ruby. "Come Clean." It is on Spotify. I have listened to it. I have it saved on my playlist. I've had actually.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. I'm pretty anal, pretty OCD about my playlist. So I have a playlist it's called Eat Fresh. And it's for like anything below 2000 and anything above 2000 to like 2020 is called, what is it called? Oh, it's called Ubity, but it's an inside joke. And then, and then the third one is the very new music and it's called Now. and you're on that.
Appropriate. Now.
Yeah. No. All right. But no, and I'm so happy to have you here. You are a descendant of great music talent, and it shows. You have a great voice, and and talk about your singles. Talk about how you have great engineers, whatever the magic happened. Please give us.
So I worked with this amazing producer. We actually, it's kind of a funny story how we met. Is I was at a bar in New York, and he was DJing, and my best friend is my biggest supporter. My best friend Michaela she's just like one of those people that she'll just like ride for you, and she's like the loudest in the room for like cheering you on. Nice. So she went up to the DJ and she was like, play Ruby Stinson. And he was like, I have no idea who that is, and like I don't have internet. I can't just like download a song and just play it for you. It's not my job. You know,
sounds like a great DJ.
He's like, it's not my job. Well, so he's like, I'm not playing your song. I got other things going on today. And so she was like kind of huffy about it. And then she gave him my email because somehow they got talking that he was a producer. And so I'm at the bar. I don't even know this is happening. And I look at my phone and there's an email from him. And it's like, hey, I'm at this bar, like made a joke about Michaela harassing him or something, like being like, your friend is trying to get me to play your song, whatever. But we struck up a conversation after that. We became really good friends, me and this guy, Richie. He's worked with Major Lazer and Beyonce and a bunch of really dope people. Oh,
that's right. You had Gajillionaire one time on your story I saw.
Yeah. And so we just like started working on music, and it took a really long time. We just really went through a lot of sounds and a lot of writing. We probably wrote, over 100 songs, and then finally got to, it was over a period of like 5 years. And then we, come clean. We did come clean, and it was like, okay, this is like our vibe. So it really set the tone. There's, I'm releasing 2 other songs coming up, but that really set the tone for this is my sound and this is my writing style, and really kind of is like the first track I've put out that feels like I kind of came into my own a bit. So I'm really excited about it. But yeah, you can listen to it everywhere. Videos on YouTube. We shot the video.
I love the video.
In Hudson in quarantine. Most of it is shot outside my dad's house and in my dad's bathroom.
That's so cool. I didn't even know that. That is really cool.
Yeah. So
that had a great vibe. The whole video.
Thank you.
I love the direction of it. It was really cool. I haven't watched music videos in a while, but I definitely had to check that out. Obviously, I had to do my homework.
Thank you. Yeah. I mean, it was a bit run and gun for us because, it was in June at the height of, everything going on, especially in New York. So the director, Mary Kate, she's amazing, came up from the city. I was in upstate New York, and we shot it. We had to be really careful about COVID and masks and all of that stuff. And it was just the 2 of us with like we shot 8 or 9 scenes in 8 hours. So it was a really quick turnaround. A lot of outfit changes, makeup stuff for 2 people, but it turns out, I'm happy with how it came out.
No, it's a wonderful video, actually. Great dancing, great wardrobe. Like I said, I love the choreography, but I love the cinematography too. I love the grainy aspect of it too, and it came out great on Instagram, man. You did a great job marketing it. So
thank you.
It stood out to me. Oh yeah, it definitely stood out to me. I work in marketing, and I'm a sucker for it. I'm a sucker for great packaging, great.
You're hired. I need a marketing team.
Okay, hey, look at that. Look at that. Keep up. All right, let's get into some movie news and some television.
You look good. You've had a tuck.
What the fuck did I watch?
All right, Nicolas Cage has made it back into my movie purview. Actually, do you have a favorite Nicolas Cage film, Ruby?
I don't know.
There's so many. That's why I ask.
I feel like
hard to avoid.
Offend a lot of people. There's nothing against.
You're too big to cancel too, Ruby. So don't worry.
It's not a Justin Bieber scenario. It's I guess I just am not like a diehard Nicolas Cage fan. So I guess I don't really think about Nicolas Cage.
I don't think I am either. But I know
a lot of people do. I know he's very beloved.
Yes, he's a cult hero.
Yeah, he's really totally a cult hero. Yeah.
So you don't know any Nicolas Cage movies? That's what you're saying?
No, I do, but I just don't know if I could pick my favorite.
Okay.
Let's see. Let me jog my memory.
Sure.
I'm good.
I like that. That's okay. Bring in the research. This is brought to you by Ruby Stinson's research team, RNA.
Yeah. Wait as they get some things drafted. I guess. What is your favorite Nicolas Cage film?
Oh man, I forgot if I reviewed this on the show. I must have, because it's did I? Oh, I don't think the show was on when I was watching it. It's called Mandy. It's like a psychedelic like revenge type movie, and it takes place in like Portland, Oregon, and it's very, very good. Very, very good. He's like psychotic in it, and to be honest, that's like a lot of the roles that he plays like now. Speaking of which, he's like in his 50s now, and he just decided that he's going to be in like sick, twisted, like freaking gory, action-packed movies, and he already has. Does he get an Academy Award? I know he got nominated. He got nominated definitely for Moonstruck. I think he won. He might have won too. I don't forgot.
He won an Academy Award, a Golden Globe, and a Screen Actors Guild Award for his performance in Leaving Las Vegas.
Yes, with Sarah Jessica Parker, right? Or was that? Yes.
Okay, so I take it back. I do have a favorite Nicolas Cage film. Yes, but this is one I forget about this because it's a little bit older. Mm-hmm. Moonstruck.
Oh, that's what I thought he won for. That's what I thought he won for, but I forgot it was Leaving Las Vegas. That is an amazing movie. That's a great movie. Cher won. No, Cher did not win for that. She got nominated for that too, but
I don't think she won.
Yeah, she won for another really good movie too. She has one though, I know that, but she didn't win for Moonstruck. Damn, those were both. Oh
wow!
Great performance.
Fun fact about it: received 6 nominations: Best Picture, Best Actress, Best Original Screenplay, and Best Supporting Actress. Oh, so
Cher did get it for that.
Nominated.
Oh, so Dupac is probably got it.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It won the Academy. Oh, okay. Cher won. Yeah, she did win.
Okay, nice. Good. And there was another film she was really good at, which my mom says she deserved for it more, but it's all good. Moonstruck is sick.
What movie was that?
Oh, man. Damn, you're going to make me look it up. What was it?
I'm sure it's not Burlesque.
Christina Aguilera, she stole the show. Actually, I've never seen that movie.
I love it. It's like such a good guilty pleasure.
Okay, guilty pleasures are good. Those are always fun. Why did I go in? Wikipedia is like the go-to. I should have went IMDb. That's where I wanted to go. Right? Yes, that's exactly where I wanted to go. Because I'm my brain is all scrabbled because I'm like music. No. So, Silkwood, there it goes. Silkwood. She's been nominated twice for Academy Award. You're right. She's been nominated. Ooh. Wow, a lot of Golden Globe nominations. I think she's like 4 or 5. Shit. But she definitely has 2 nominations. She has 1 win, and like you said, it's Moonstruck in 1987, and she was nominated for a supporting role in Silkwood in 1983. So there we go. We got some trivia on there for the good folks out there. Out of Minnesota, New York, and all the above. I saw my demographics. Thank you to the people in Russia. Thank you to, I don't know who's listening in Russia, but thank you very much. And, so go Nicolas Cage. Willie's Wonderland is about, again, he's this badass dude. He's mute throughout the whole thing. I don't think he's mute, but he doesn't talk throughout the whole movie. And his car gets broken down on purpose. And, the people that set him up, they, in order for him to get his car fixed, he has to stay in this Chuck E. Cheese with these animatronic people. And so the energy of these old school murderers are in these bodies, or in these animatronic bodies. And so he has to spend the night there and clean the place. And it's crazy. It's crazy. He's just you think.
I need to watch the trailer. I haven't even seen the trailer for that.
Oh, it's sick. It's sick. Like I said, it's he's battling these Muppets throughout the whole movie, and they're trying to kill him, and they try to kill these kids that are local and shit like that. It's nuts.
Is it scary?
It's supposed to be scary, but it's really ridiculous. It's not
okay.
Scary.
Too far-fetched to be.
Yeah, it's
you're not scared that that's going to happen to you.
Nah, it's got a B movie feel. It's really cool, actually. I like it.
Who made it? Do you know?
Oh, man, that's a good question. I do not know. Let's look. Look at you. I like the questions. And usually I have a link of the cast, but I did not do that this time. Willie's Wonderland. That's the name of the the little Chuck E. Cheese, little ball pit place. This came out this year, because we try to keep it trending. Oh, not bad. 5.5 out of 10. So who directed it? Let's see who it's. Oh yeah. So the actors in it is Emily Tosta. She is Liv Hawthorne in it, and Nicolas Cage. He doesn't even have a name in it. His name is the janitor. And there's a lot of newcomers on there, but like I said, the one that stood out was Emily. And again, who directed it? Let's look. That is. Damn, why is it so hard to find?
The janitor.
Right? So cool. Yeah, Emily Tosta was really good. And she was quite nice to look at, too, to be honest.
Wait, who is that?
Emily Tosta. She's the co-star in it. She's the co-star. All right, top bill cast. Yo, director, what's going on here?
Oh, yeah, she's pretty.
Oh,
she's
Kevin
young.
Lewis. Kevin Lewis. Yes. They're all young. They're like, they're supposed to be playing high school students, I believe. And,
that makes sense.
And I won't tell her backstory because it's like pretty revealing of what the plot is. But it's really good. I was surprised. I don't know what prompted me to download it. I download a lot of torrents and I try to find new stuff. And I saw that Nicolas Cage was in it, so I was like, it can't be that bad. And then when I saw that it was like going to be like with dolls and stuff like that, or not dolls, but like big like friggin' what's it called, like a kid party type shit, like those type of like costumes and stuff like that. I was like, oh no, what's Nicolas Cage doing? And then it ended up being a pleasant surprise. It was actually really good. And we're still on the horror route. Wrong Turn. If you've seen that in the 2000s, I believe. The version of that, and Ruby, we talked in the pre-meeting, she hasn't seen any of them, and that's okay. They're kind of really shitty. They're really bad.
You're not selling it.
No, the old ones are bad. No, I'm glad they rebooted it. So they rebooted it. The other ones look like Mongoloids. The other ones look like they're from the Appalachia. And this is like the white Appalachia because I did a review on a movie called Spellbound, and that was like the black Appalachians. This one's more near like Virginia. So these Appalachian people, they're stuck in the woods, and they have like their own like society after like the Civil War. And so even in the old movies and the original movies, I think that's what went down. And they did their own civilization off the grid, and they just inbred with each other like a shit ton, and like their faces looked all melted and shit. And they just and Wrong Turn, literally like their car gets like messed up and they get lost in the woods. This one is different. They rebooted it. It's not a bunch of sequels anymore. They like totally redid the story, and it's about these kids that actually go on a hike on the Appalachian Trail. And no, it's not a bunch of white people. It is a bunch of mixed people. So there's no excuse. It's just just teenagers being dumb. Actually, no, I think they're like in college or something like that. Oh no, they might be actually in their mid, because like a bunch of them are like owning businesses and nonprofits and shit like that. So I think they're like in their mid-20s, but they're definitely still like
young professionals.
Yes, but they're still like attached to their parents though, because like the parents like go looking for them and shit.
Oh, I see.
Or one of them.
Because if you and I, older people, were out, our parents wouldn't look for us.
No, right? They'd be on the phone though. They'd be like, this person actually was active looking. You're right.
Yeah.
And so,
question: was it rebooted because people were like hungry for that? Like people wanted it to come back?
So again, like Cult Classic, like we were discussing before, again, they're very bad, but they kept coming out. And it was back in the day when like you got DVDs from like the 7-Eleven and shit like that. Like that's how many sequels were coming out, and they were like specifically in those stores.
I see. Okay.
People like were red boxing and shit. But no, it got really bad. But you're right. They still had an audience for it. They still had people that were salivating. So they just decided to just do away with like how it was. It railed off. It made too many wrong turns. They had to bring it back around, and they did. And they did a very good job. This time, they only lightly inbreded. This time, they're not like we talked about before, Anastasia. They don't have like the sickle cell anemia. They're not like bleeding all over the place. They're Band-Aid kids. And they still try to kill this group of people. But this time, like I said, they're not like superhuman and stuff like that. They're just like regular hicks. So I don't know. You said you're not into horror, but like, I don't know. It was good. I don't know.
I feel like now my interest is piqued because Especially when someone says something is really bad, I always feel like I want to watch it. You know,
Word.
It's like, Geely, like we heard it was bad. We had to see it for ourselves.
This is true. I did too, actually. Shout out to, what was that? That was J-Lo or that was Mariah? That was J-Lo.
And then Glitter was Mariah.
That's
but
right.
Glitter is also, I think Glitter is a fine movie.
Oh, it's a fine movie. Okay.
I think it's fine. I think it's totally fine. It totally does what you came there for. I don't know why she got so much shit for it.
I don't know what I came there for, to be honest. So like
you didn't come there to watch, like, it's not like you thought you were going to be watching Steel Magnolias. Yeah. Like, you knew you were watching a movie of Mariah Carey about her life, and it was like cute and fun.
This is true. Was this the one with the tight white shirt, or was that like or was that Rainbow? That was Rainbow. I forgot. Like that.
That was
because that was I know there were albums.
That was an album cover.
This is true. Glitter. Yeah, Glitter.
I think Glitter is the pink ensemble.
Yes. One of my favorite jokes is from Friday After Next. And they made a joke about Mariah. They were like, all I want for Christmas is Mariah and that glitter name belt. So I was like, damn, okay, that's pretty specific, my man. Like, but so shout out to Ice Cube. I wish there was another sequel coming out for that. That was really good.
That's funny. Me too.
Right. So, the Russo brothers, the people that brought you the latest Marvel movies, the Avengers and all that good stuff. And speaking of which, they have their Spider-Man, Tom Holland. He also was in a good Netflix movie. I forgot what it was called, and I reviewed it recently. It was good, though. It was also with Robert Pattinson. It's very good, actually. That was actually a pretty gruesome movie, and it had a lot to do with religion, a lot of like zealots and stuff. That was cool. But yeah, he's won me over with this new Apple Plus movie. It's called Cherry, and it's a lot about PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. And it's a very long movie, but like pretty much at the second half, it like goes off the deep edge of him with that disorder, and like a lot of things come tumbling down, avalanching down, and it's very intense, the things that he has to go through to pretty much assimilate back into society. Are you into those type of movies? I know that, what's his name? Tobey Maguire, speaking of Spider-Man, he was in that movie with Jake Gyllenhaal where like he came home to Natalie Portman, and he was like very violent and aggressive. Right. Yeah, so that's what it reminded me of too. And Jarhead, another Jake Gyllenhaal movie. So it really reminded me of those. And it was very real, by the way. Like a lot of like the scenes, there was a van that blew up, and you actually got to see the people charred out. That was gross. Yeah, so it's very real. It's very real. It's a very thought out movie, and a very big budget too. You're not surprised with the Avengers and stuff. I didn't even realize the Russo brothers directed it until the very end of the movie. I was like, oh shit, the Russo brothers. And there you go. So
I want to see it.
Nice.
I haven't seen it, but I want to see it. I didn't realize they did it either. But yeah, no, it looks so intense, but it looks like one of those movies that just kind of keeps you enthralled in the story and what's going on.
Have you seen Tom Holland in the Spider-Man or Avenger movies?
I didn't.
That's okay.
I always watch those a little. I'm always late to Avenger movies. It's always someone that really loves it that wants to rewatch it with me, and then I'm like, okay, I'll watch it with you.
You're such a good friend, because I wouldn't do that. I think they're fine. I think they're fine, just like Mariah Carey, but I can't rewatch them. And as much as I think they're quality, I do think they're pretty quality, like a roller coaster quality, like a theme park kind of quality.
They're not so cheesy.
They're a little cheesy. They're a good amount of cheesy. It's okay. It's a good amount of cheesy. But I find it funny when people are obsessed with them, and I'm just like, damn, you're obsessed with a film franchise with like people running around in tights. Like, come on, man. Like, let's not take it that seriously. Let's not do that. Again, treat it like a theme park. Treat it like, yay, I'm in like some fancy. Don't be like, yo, this deserves an Academy Award, man. I'm like, yo.
Yeah, you know what you're getting into.
Exactly.
It's not Also, not Steel Magnolia.
Still, man,
I don't know why that's my reference.
No, you got great film choices.
A serious film.
That was too serious, actually. That made mad people cry, that movie. That was
yeah, for sure.
Ooh, tearjerker. Look at that. You're like, you don't like horror, but you're like masochist movie. Like, oh, feel like no.
Let me cry and feel like the most depressed about everything, and like that's a good movie.
That is in your feels movie. That is a good movie. That's a very good movie. Julia Roberts, again, Dukakis, she's in that also. That's a really good movie. I really enjoyed that. yeah, like I said, Cherry, if anybody wants to see that, you should see that on Apple Plus. Do you have an Apple Plus account, Ruby?
Don't. I had everything, and then I realized I was spending so much money on subscriptions, and I was like, why do I need all this stuff? So I'm kind of like a Netflix-only lady right now.
Nice. Oh, man, look at you.
Yeah, really paring my life down.
Slim down. I like that. That's good. Cool. So if you ever are at someone's house and you like want to trade a favor, like, listen, I watched all that Marvel shit, so let me watch some fucking Apple at your house right now. There's some really good shows on Apple Plus if you ever get down to it. The Morning Show that got nominated for a few Emmys with Reese Witherspoon and Jennifer Aniston.
Oh, Jennifer Aniston, yeah.
That's actually my favorite Apple Plus show. They have they have this Moon Show. It's called. What is it called? For All Mankind. That was pretty good. And they have an M. Night Shyamalan show that's actually really good. It's called Servants. That's a really good show. Yep. So let's get into the best part of the show. We're going to interview you.
Hello there, children. What did you say?
What the fuck did I say?
So this cliche is based on straight from the source. So this show is about viral news and cliches. Our episode, actually, I'm going to consult with Ruby about that. We're going to ask her like what her favorite cliches are. Maybe we will try to make that into the episode title. But again, she's a music artist. She's a music artist. She also has a shop in Minnesota that she has just opened up. We're going to talk about that. And we're going to talk about her budding career. Let's get into it. What is, like I said, what was the question? Yeah. Not Come Clean. What was your debut single before Come Clean? I know that you've been working on other shows. I know that you had I've also seen you perform live, and you've had other shows, and you've covered a lot of songs. You had a lot of stuff going on your IG stories and your IG posts, giving us a good sample of your voice. How did this all come about?
I guess, it came about when I was a kid. I did a lot of, talk about cliches. I feel like it's like the music cliche is like you performed in middle school and you like did all the town shows and then you found like you had a love for music. But that's kind of what happened. And,
but still, that's how it went.
And, as I got a little bit older, I was like 11 or 12, and I really wanted to get into songwriting. And my dad is a musician, and I'd asked him for my birthday. It was going to be my 13th birthday, and I asked him if he would sit me down and show me how to write a song. Like, how does that process go? Like, what do you do?
Oh, that is sick.
Yeah. And when I think back on it, I think it's like a pretty it's like an insightful thing as a young person to want to understand the process of something. So I sat and he said, yeah. So he sat me down and we turned the basement of my house in Minneapolis into a studio, and he showed me how to start with guitar and how you kind of start building sounds and how you start writing and how you can put song structures together and experiment with melodies. And we kind of, at first it was really frustrating because, I really didn't know, I think, and also I don't play musical instruments. So it's really tough for me to understand why I can
you showed a studio one time and it has so many instruments.
Yeah. But I don't know how to play anything. And so for me, I'm
sure he's thrilled about that.
And I used to play the viola, so I used to play something.
Oh, that's pretty cool, actually.
But I think it was really frustrating because I didn't really understand. I can sing it to you, so why can't you play it to me? And it's because I don't understand, chords or how musical. I just had no idea. So that was like a frustrating thing. And then actually we were in Miami, and we were there. I was with my parents, and we took some of the songs I had written earlier and we recorded them and produced them. And so I got to see the process from start to finish, and that was something that I kind of just kept going with. Nice. And kept writing and kept making music and kept meeting people and trying to figure out who wanted to make music with me. But it really started just the curiosity of wanting to understand how to write songs.
Oh my goodness. Who is your favorite songwriter? Who's someone that like you look up to and like you maybe you not you obviously have your own style, but someone that inspires you to write?
That's tough because a lot of people, like, there's a difference between artists and songwriters. You know, like your favorite artist probably didn't write their song.
This is very true. Most of them don't. Absolutely.
Yeah. I would say, I mean, this is maybe also a cliche as like an R&B artist, but I think Frank Ocean is a really amazing songwriter. One, for his content and story choice, but I also really love the way he bends and plays with song structure. I think when you listen to his songs, they kind of form and flow in their own way. And that's a skill. You know, it's one thing to be able to write a song that has a verse, a hook, a chorus, a bridge, you know, all the things that, you know, are traditional, fit in a traditional pop song. But I think he kind of blows that out of the water and then creates something that still is inherently popular music. And I think that's really cool.
2 episodes in a row we have mentioned Frank Ocean, and I love Frank Ocean. Big fan, big fan. I do not like that he takes so much time off, though. Blonde was it seems like a very long time. What was that, like 2016, 2017?
Yeah.
Very good
But
album.
if you can do that, though, I mean, that's a whole other thing that's like unheard of in the music industry, is that you can put something out on your own, you can make a shit ton of money off of it, and you can disappear. And you can do the whole thing whenever you want to again. It's like a whole nother, you know, before him and people like Chance the Rapper and a lot of artists now in the last 10 years, before that, it was never, you know, that wasn't the way music was made in terms of industry and promotion and marketing. So I think that's really cool too.
He made Tumblr famous, him in Odd Future. I remember that. Him, making his debut singles. Frank Ocean. There was something I was about to say about Frank Ocean. I love that dude. He's so good, man. Blonde, Nike. Very good, very good. Big fan of Frank Ocean.
So good.
Big fan of Frank Ocean. What did he write someone's stuff? Anyway.
He's done stuff for Beyonce.
That's right, he did. He did write for Beyonce.
Did a really good record for her.
He did write for Beyonce. What is your favorite cliche? Do you have a favorite cliche?
I don't know if I have a favorite cliche.
What's a cliche that you use a lot?
That I use a lot?
No, I don't know what you use a lot. I don't talk to you on a daily basis. But for instance, my aunt, she says at the end of the day, like pretty much 50 times a day. And it's a little annoying, to be honest. But, and that's another reason why we do this. Is we like to call those out. We like to call it, we don't need to like call specific people out. But do you have like do you even hear one actually? Do you hear people say one that like kind of stands out to you? Just like, why do you say that so often?
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know if I'm around. I don't know. Like, what's an example of a cliche that you hear a lot? I'm trying to think.
What's one that was really funny that my grandmother just said recently? And she gets it wrong all the time, actually. She gets it wrong all the time. Damn, man. I'm like, a show about cliches. I think I've like used them all.
We're stuck on cliches.
I know. What's a good one? It's a good one. 2 birds and 1 stone. Cliffhanger.
You know what? 2 birds and 1 stone is one I hear a lot.
Oh, you do.
I will say that. Because I
in a pod.
Like 2 peas in a pod.
2 peas in a pod.
That's like a grim one.
Is it? Why is it grim?
No, grandma. It's like
grandma.
Like,
yeah.
You know, like every grandma is like, they're like 2 peas in a pod.
When you were performing live, and I know it's been a while, what was your favorite venue? You did a lot of New York shows. You did a lot.
Yeah. I really like playing Bowery Electric a lot because I love the people there, and I think it's like an easy place for people to go see music, and I think they support a lot of young artists. And they really, I think what's hard about playing in New York is making sure that like the bill fits your sound. You know, not every venue does such a great job at putting a night together with people that would draw a similar crowd or that feels really cohesive. And I think Bowery Electric does that really well. They're really conscious about how they help the artist and what that night looks like. You know, it's like, it's probably not going to do me or another artist any favors if like I'm an R&B singer and they're a country singer. And it's like, well, in a perfect world, we'd love to say like everyone listens to everything. But the reality of like paid shows in New York is like everyone goes to see their friends and the person they came for and then they leave. So you want to make sure that you have people there that have similar interests because, you know, it's like if you're just, oh, I could do something else right now. It's New York City. Then I'll just go do that. So I love playing there.
No, that's a great venue. It's one of my favorites, actually. I used to manage a band, a psychedelic rock band called Ficus. And,
cool.
And they played there a lot. And, it was before I met you. Met you when you worked at Yumi Kim. Shout out to Izzy. Yeah, we had Izzy on the, right? We had Izzy on the show. That was really cool. That wasn't the same Michaela you were talking about, right? Is that a different Michaela you were talking about?
No, it's different Michaela.
Okay, cool. Gotcha. And are you able to reveal what your new singles are going to be? What's your next music project going to look like? EP? Is it going to be an LP?
Yeah, so it's going to be an EP. I'm coming out with 2 other singles to follow up Come Clean. Nice. I'm really excited. I guess I could say it here because I haven't said it anywhere else. But the next song I'm releasing is called It's Over. And that'll be out. I'm in the middle of editing this lyric video that's like driving me crazy. So once I get that ready, so it should be out.
Hard work. We love
in like the next 2 months, or hopefully sooner. But I, especially with the pandemic and being able to shoot things and restrictions and travel and all that stuff, I've been doing a lot of video work myself, which is the whole new, which I love that aspect about it, but that's definitely something as like a smaller artist, you kind of get a taste of every piece of the puzzle.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
If you did a live show in another country, what country would you want to do first? What's the dream one? Any venue. It could be Wembley. It could be small. It could be intimate. It could be something.
You know what I would love to do? I don't even know if they do this. This is like totally out there. But have you heard of Crazy Horse in Paris?
Yes, I have.
It's a burlesque show that runs, and I would love.
Cher doesn't run it, does she? She doesn't run it, right?
Cher should run it though. But they do. I don't know if you ever saw Beyonce's music videos for the self-titled Beyonce, and she's like on. God, I'm going to describe this really terribly. What is it for Partition? I think the music video for Partition. She does like a lot of dance work and chair work and light work. And in one scene, she's wearing like all, like a rhinestone headpiece and stuff. Yeah. She's on a piano and you can see the reflection. All that stuff is from Crazy Horse. So all that stuff is like really what they do at Crazy Horse. And it's like plays with reflection and light, and the girls are amazing dancers. So I'd love to like do some sort of collaboration where I could like sing and then have Crazy Horse happen behind me or some sort of, that's what I would love. And people come and see, they do 2 shows a night. There's like an early show and a late show, and you can get champagne and kind of hang out, and it's awesome. So I would love to do something there.
I mean, I think that's perfect, but I would like to add one more thing. I think City Girls should open up for you. Just saying. Oh,
I think I should probably open for City Girls.
Hey, this is a dream scenario, though. You're headlining, though. This is a dream scenario.
I saw them on an airplane to Miami once.
What? That is so cool. Did you say hi?
Yeah. No. I was like,
you fangirls?
I was like, why do these girls look so familiar? Because was one of them, I don't want to misspeak, was one of them in jail or something for a little bit?
I believe so, yes.
I thought, yeah. So it was like right before
They're very ratchet. So it's no shock if anything has happened to them. They could have gone through anything.
It was like before that happened, like right before that. I can't remember what the reason or what the scandal was. But yeah, they were on an early ass flight. It was like 5 a.m.
Oh man, got that sweetie red eye. Oh,
yeah.
No, I love them. I'm a big fan. And those are really good answers. And I'm glad. And is there anything else that is part of the brand of Ruby? Like, I know that you're doing music. I know that you have the show. I mean, not the show, the store. You just opened up a store in Minneapolis. Please tell us.
Yeah, so just opened a clothing store. My mom had a store here for 13 years, and she was moving, and we wanted to stay where the shop is located is like right next to where I grew up, and my childhood home. So we wanted to keep, we really wanted to stay in Minneapolis in the community, and we loved the location and the actual building itself. So it was really important to stay in the neighborhood. So we thought of a different concept, and we're doing vintage here. And it's really just a mix of like all the stuff I love to wear. Yeah. Like I love bright colors. I love weird silhouettes.
I love your jacket, by the way. I was trying to compliment it before, but I didn't get a chance. It was
in person. It's like really squishy. Like I love bright patterns and weird materials. So it's a lot of, kind of funky vintage. We do Levi's. We do all sorts of stuff.
Nice. It goes with like the neon coloring you got going on the Come Clean video. Definitely.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely fits the vibe. Do you have any, other than music videos, have you ever like thought about like venturing into like acting, or like is there anything part of the brand other than open? Is it called Legacy? The store?
Yeah, the shop is called Legacy. Yeah. I mean, I would love to act.
Nice.
I don't have the chops for it, but I would love to do that. I mean, I grew up dancing. I still dance once in a while. And I grew up in theater and doing, I was in Minneapolis. I was in children's theater, like when I was really little. And I've performed, at the Walker Art Museum and dance and all sorts of stuff. So I would love to act. I'm not even really sure what I would want to do, but I think any sort of creative outlet, I would love to explore.
I only ask because I'm always, because you have a very interesting creative brand. And I think, I wouldn't be surprised if you ventured into any stuff like that.
I would love that. Whoever would take me, I would do it.
That'd be sick. I know. I've seen, again, like I don't think I've been there through like the very, very beginning, but I definitely saw you when you were just singing on Instagram, and then now you got music videos. Before that, in between, you were doing lots of live shows. I got to go to one of them. I actually did go to a Bowery Electric show. I was going to say,
I think so. Yeah.
Yes, I did. I definitely did. It was very fun, and I thought you did a great job, and you come a long way.
Thank you.
Really professional music video. Something that like quality of MTV, all that good stuff. I want my VH1, all that good shit. I just said it wrong, to be honest. But again, I'm so happy that you came on the show. Again, this was to highlight your brand, this part of the show, and I'm so happy you got to talk about the little viral topics that we got going on. Where can we find you on the internet? Where do you want people to find you?
You can find me on Instagram. My handle is Roobes, ROOOBES. It's really important, the 3 O's, because Roobes with 2 O's is not so happy about comments coming her way. People have tagged her before, and she's not very, she's not very receptive.
She just give it up. She just give up the name. She's like,
I would really like to change my Instagram handle to just be Ruby, but that's been taken for forever. So whoever has that one, I want that one. And you can stream all my music on every platform under just Ruby. I dropped my last name. So just Ruby. And then on YouTube, and the Come Clean video is on YouTube. I think we just hit like 140,000 views. So
congratulations.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
And
I'm excited for more people to watch it.
Good. I'm excited for the new singles. Could you say that one more time, what the singles are going to be?
Come Clean, and then stay tuned for what is it called? It's Over.
It's Over. That's right. Gotcha. Great. Again, thank you so much. Let's get out of here. You can catch us on Instagram as well, Keep Up NYC. We have Twitter, Keep Up NY. Catch old episodes. We have a new episode on YouTube that was with Charles from The Shady Brunch and Wheel of Fortune. That was a really cool episode too. We are on episode 104. That's right now. That's with our homegirl Ruby. You type that in capital letters on Spotify or any of the DSLs out there where you like to listen to music. Apple, same thing with us. We're on SoundCloud. We're on Apple Podcasts. We're on iHeartRadio. We have a YouTube channel. Just type in stillvinsane. Pretty much anywhere on the internet, even OnlyFans. Then where else are we? stillvinsane.com. And let's do it. You better listen up. Oh no! Whoa! I you know what? I messed that up. You know why? Because last week, like I said, was like a rated G version, so I wasn't. Even, I didn't even get to do my outro the way that I usually do it. So let's do it. Sorry, it's just so vulgar, but like that's just the style of the show. Here we go. You better shut the fuck up, listen up, and keep up with my homegirl Ruby and Stillvinsane. Over and out, homies.